Girl, you have been lied to. We've all sort of been brainwashed into thinking that in order to smell good, we have to go out and spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on bougie and special treatments and products and this, that, and the other thing. And don't get me wrong, I love all of those things and I think they're fun, they're beautiful, and I enjoy them immensely. But to believe that that is what you need to do, that is all you need to do, that is the only thing you can do in order to smell good, I mean, that's just simply not true. The truth is that in order to smell good all the time, or at least most of the time, because we are human, there are certain action steps that we can be taking and decisions that we can be making in order to sort of promote smelling good all the time. And this is more of your foundation, okay? Before you even purchase a product, before you even go out and invest all this money in treatments and products and this, that, and the other, once again, before you do any of that, this is part of your foundation. This is part of your lifestyle that is going to promote smelling good all the time. So today I'm going to be sharing with you 6 habits and tips. Most of them are free that you can be doing in order to smell good all the time and just start really improving your overall natural fragrance. So let's get into it. Before we do get started though, my name is Ellison and I talk about all things smelling good, and I am trying to help you smell good all the time. So if you're interested in hearing more about that, then I highly suggest you subscribe. Tip number 1 is to not wear your clothes more than once, okay? This is something, it's just like ingrained in us. I'm not really sure why it's ingrained in us, but we have this tendency to wear clothes over and over again before we wash them, okay? Whether it's, your pajamas, whether it's a pair of jeans, whether it's, things like that, and I'm guilty of this as well, that we just feel this need to, if I wear a pair of pants on this day, then I can wear it, one, 2, or even more days after that. And, I think typically it is because we don't have tons of clothes, or perhaps these clothes are some things that we feel really confident in, and so we just always gravitate towards them, and so we don't wash them. But unfortunately, that does promote stench, okay? Because we sweat in them, we wear them, we live life in them, okay? They encounter all of the things that we as human beings are encountering, whether it's that you go to a smelly place, whether it's that you're just walking around, whether it's, you're doing a dirty job, whether you're sweating, whatever it is, your clothing latches onto that. And it starts to smell. This is especially true if you work in a very fragrant, we're gonna say, environment, okay? Perhaps it's a restaurant. I used to work in manufacturing, and so when I would leave that place, I would smell like fluids, and I would smell like, coolants and like all these different things, plastic. I would smell like the factory. I would smell like that. And so wherever you're working, especially if it is a very fragrant place or has a very distinct smell, good or bad, your clothes are going to start smelling like that, especially if you're wearing them over and over and over again without washing them. And when you're wearing those clothes and you're walking around, that's what you smell like, okay? You smell like what your clothes smells like. And I mean, when you really think about it, the logic is there, because if you put perfume on your clothes, then you know that, the perfume's gonna last longer, because the fibers of the clothing, it latches onto a smell. And since there's not, oils and heat and, the things that your body has breaking down those fragrances, the fragrance stays. And the same is true for odors that you don't want. So I encourage you, try not to wear your clothes more than once. And, if you do, this is a tip where it's like, it's not free, but it's a way that you can address it, is that you would use a fabric freshener on your second wear, okay? Just to sort of freshen that and try and kill any odors that are on the article of clothing that you're planning on wearing. Tip number 2 is to exercise and sweat regularly. This might come as a surprise to you because, obviously when you're sweating, you don't smell good, and nobody smells good. I have not met one person who smells good after sweating. It's a human impossibility. Honestly, I know I reek, and honey. Like, it's not cute. I'm not cute. But part of the role of sweating in particular, okay, exercise is obviously good for you and everything like that, but sweating in particular it releases toxins, okay? It is releasing toxins from your body. And there are a lot of toxins that contribute to odor. There's a lot of toxins in our body that it's like, yeah, that's why you smell bad, is because you are like, your body is just holding on to all of these, whatever, bacteria, toxins, things like that it's not serving your body. Your body's done. It's the waste of your body. It's the garbage of your body. And when we don't sweat, then we make it very hard for our body to detox. We make it very hard for our body to get rid of those toxins. And so when you do exercise and sweat regularly, that provides an opportunity for your body to actually release that. That provides an opportunity for your body to naturally get rid of something that is making your body smell bad, okay? Because, we've all been there where it's like, I don't know why I smell so bad. Like, I just smell bad. And you know what? We are not here to worry about it. We are here to address it, okay? And one of the things you can do is exercise and sweat regularly, just to allow your body to actually get rid of the stuff that is contributing to the odor. Tip number 3 is something that I'm doing right now, and this is not free, but it is insanely cheap because, listen, honey, tea, it's cheap, okay? This is like a beautiful thing. So my third tip is to drink peppermint tea regularly. And this might seem like, girl, that's weird, but like, listen, okay? So there's a lot of natural products that are actually on the market now that they are infused with peppermint. They use peppermint or a variety of different types of peppermint. And peppermint is incredible. Obviously, just the smell of peppermint, it clears, okay? It clears, it's cleaning, it refreshes, and things like that. It cools. And peppermint, when you ingest it, it really does help to make your innards smell better, or refreshing the insides, okay? And so when you are intaking peppermint, then that's gonna help you naturally smell better, okay? The truth is that you are what you eat, okay? You are what you eat. Have you ever just had this bender where you're eating a ton of cheeseburgers and all of a sudden you just feel like a cheeseburger and you feel like you smell like a cheeseburger, and the cheeseburger everywhere. You are what you eat, okay? And so that also pertains to smell. When you are eating a lot of things where it's like, it's processed, it's not good for you, it's not really serving your body in any sort of capacity, it's bad for you, and it smells, you are going to smell, okay? You're going to smell. And there's a lot of cultures where, they eat very strong, potent, heavily spiced food, very fragrant food, and what ends up happening is that those people do tend to have a very strong odor about them. They just smell like they have a strong smell about them. Not always good, but you are what you eat, okay? What you're putting into your body is part of what your body is secreting. And when you are drinking peppermint tea, when you're ingesting peppermint of some sort, that really does help just to sort of cleanse the body, and it also helps your body just to have a fresher smell about it. You do not need to drink this big of a cup of tea, okay? If you just want to have a little tiny bit of tea, then whatever. You want to have warm tea, cold tea, whatever it is. You want to just eat peppermint. Girl, whatever, okay? Ingest peppermint in some capacity. I know that there's a lot of natural deodorants and, different kind. I haven't tried them. I'd love to try them, where it's like a supplement where you are actually taking it and it's loaded with all sorts of different kinds of mint, and it's a natural deodorant. It's a natural deodorizer just because it's giving you that fresh smell from the inside out. And so go get yourself a box. Peppermint tea doesn't have to be super expensive. It'd be like $3 box of tea, and just try it out. See, and please, comment down below. I would love to hear what your thoughts are, and perhaps you'll just start to have a taste for peppermint tea. I know I have. Plus, an added bonus with peppermint tea. I've actually noticed that it helps my breath as well, which, I have an entire video about how to address bad breath. I started thinking about it, and it's that actually makes a lot of sense. Obviously, it's mint. And so I really like to have peppermint tea right about like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, just because it's like, that's when my breath starts to really suffer. That's when my breath starts to be like, girl, you need to get that under control, okay? And peppermint tea, it just sort of like freshens everything up to where it's not reeking. It's not like completely rancid, but it's just sort of freshened up a little bit. My fourth tip is to let your deodorant dry down. How many times? And I mean, I've done this before. Did it for years. How many times have you put your deodorant on while you were wearing a shirt? Or how many times have you put your deodorant on and then immediately put a shirt on? Countless, right? Countless. But the reality is that your deodorant, The reality is that your deodorant needs time to actually dry down. So that way, number one, it doesn't just rub off, but number two, so it can actually do the thing, okay? And not just be a cakey mess inside of your shirt, okay? And so letting your deodorant dry down is, that is so key. The moment I started letting my deodorant actually dry down and gave it time to dry down, that was a game changer for me. That it was like, oh, now my deodorant is actually lasting a little bit longer. Now my deodorant is actually doing the work for me here. Now I am still, it did not come down to whether or not I was letting my deodorant dry down. That was not the only thing going on whenever it comes to controlling body odor. I am still pretty frequently a 2 deodorant wearing individual because, your girl just has BO. But letting my deodorant dry down definitely did give me a little bit more wear time and a little bit more flexibility with my deodorant. So letting your deodorant dry down, key. My fifth tip for you is to clean and air out the spaces where you are existing. This is especially, these are the spaces you have control over, okay? Once again, when I was working at a factory, it's not like, oh yeah, I can open a window and make sure my space smells like apple cinnamon. No, that's impossible. This is a factory, okay? There are no windows. We're all in misery together. But, the spaces that you have control over, those are spaces where it's okay, this place smells good. And where you are is what you smell like, okay? Where you are is what your clothes smells like. Where you are, have you ever smelled those people where it's you smell amazing, and then you go to their house and their house smells like what they smell like? Okay, it's their house rubbing off on them. That's what it is. It's that they have, they've cleaned their house. They have really pretty scents in their house. They air their house out, okay? They take care of their house, and so their house smells good, okay? And so making sure your space smells good in some capacity and, airing it out. Like I said, we all have those rooms where it's there is a funk happening in there. It has not been aired out at all. And this probably really pertains to a lot of you guys that work from home. I obviously work from home. And when you are in one room for most of your life, okay, I'm a virtual assistant and then I do this and I am in the same space for most of my time. Most of my time, I am in one room. And so the room does start to get a little bit of a funky smell. The air starts to get stale. The air just starts to smell weird, okay? And so letting it air out a little bit, opening a window, opening the doors, whatever it is, cleaning, taking care of that space is really going to help you smell better overall, because once again, wherever you are, that's going to rub off onto you. And wherever you are, that is what you are going to smell like. And so if you have spaces that you are in complete control over, or you can, talk to somebody, right? If you have roommates or if you live with your parents or, whatever it is, where you can, say, hey, I'd sort of like to make this change so that way the space smells better. Or if you just have a room, right? If you live with your parents or whatever that is, that you can say, hey, I'm going to clean my room on this day every week. I'm going to air it out. I'm gonna, whatever it is, making sure that space smells good is going to go a long way to helping you smell better. Now, my last tip I've already spoken in length about, and again, I'm going to refer you back to my bad breath video, but this is brush your teeth. Listen, there is not a thing in the world that is more of a turnoff than than bad breath, okay? And there is not a thing in the world that betrays and sabotages your smell good effort quite like bad breath. I mean, you could have the most beautiful perfume on, and the moment I smell somebody's bad breath, I'm like, what is happening here? What is happening here? Brushing your teeth, addressing the bad breath, that is going to help you like loads. Not to mention you just feel like you smell better when your breath smells good and when your breath doesn't reek. And so making sure you're brushing your teeth, that is like a very basic, a very standard, a very low level habit that you should be implementing. And in my bad breath video, I mean, I go through a number of things that you can be doing to address bad breath. But this one, I mean, this is a staple. This is a staple because this comes down to oral health. This comes down to taking care of the mouth bones, okay, is crucial to addressing odor, okay, and making sure that your breath smells good, therefore the rest of you smells good. And so yes, making sure you're brushing your teeth. Like I said, I go into a lot of other details in that bad breath video, but this is just a really basic one and a semi-free one, something that you should already have the tools to do to start implementing. That is all I have for you today. Is there something I missed? Is there something I missed? I'm curious, okay? I'm curious. I am not here saying that, oh my gosh, I know every single thing in the world. I am here to share with you my expertise and my experience and to learn from you, because I'm sure you guys have discovered and found some different habits and different tricks that you use to address odor that are either completely free, they cost like $5 or less, okay? So make sure you share those down below. I'm curious, and I know everybody else in the community is very curious as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are interested in learning more about the bad breath whole situation there, then right here is that bad breath video that you can go and watch and get all of those good, juicy, in-depth tips to help you address your bad breath once and for all and start feeling a lot more confident, okay? That's like sort of one of those underlying sleeper sabotagers that it's like just drives you crazy, and I hope to help you address that issue in that video. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you oh so very much, and until we meet again, so long.